Hello again, and welcome to another candle magic spell. And this one was a requested one, and it's for weight loss. So thank you very much for asking me to do this because it was a little bit of a challenge, which is always good. So as usual with these, the basis of them is coming from, let's get the right book, Rachel's Practical Candle Magic book, with, you've got a preview, a smidgen of her curative magic thrown in. Because as I said, the very first one of these in this series went through the actual template, which is in the Candle Magic book. And then all the ones afterwards are using that basic template, but with variations so that you can see how you can adapt. And at the end of the day, a candle spell can just be as easy as a candle with nothing else. But if you want to add some things, these are just some suggestions just to whet your appetite, to give you a little nudge to go off and try things for yourself. So, candle spell for weight loss. So my as I was working through this, and I thought, right, so you want to lose weight. However, it's not just about weight loss, it's about keeping it off afterwards. So that's why I really enjoyed putting this together. And I hope that it does make sense to the person that asked and for anybody else that wants to use this. But yeah, my thing was it wasn't just for weight loss, it's for actually maintaining that weight loss once you've got it off. So I will start by saying that as with all spells, there are the mundane things to take care of first. So you need to work out why you've put on weight. Have you been ill? Have you been unwell? Is it because you haven't been exercising when you should be, or because you can't anymore? Are there things that trigger you to overindulge? So it may not be that you've been unwell physically, but have you been unwell spiritually or mentally, and you've used food as a way of making yourself feel better? So these are all the sort of like a bit of shadow work, really, that you need to look at why. Why has this happened? Why have I put this weight on? By doing that, you recognise what your triggers are. And you know what you can realise what your go-to snacks are. So what you then need to do is take all of those out of your cupboards and fill your cupboards with all the healthy alternatives to your usual snacks. If you've been unwell, then obviously you also need to research what exercise you can do at this stage in your recovery. Even going for a walk can take your mind off of having a snack, as can having a drink, as in water or herbal tea, something along those lines. So it may be worth investing in a very pretty water bottle that you can make sure that you keep hydrated. So those are the mundane things. I know, just have to put it in there. I know you all know this stuff, but just saying, you have to put the mundane in for the magic to work. So what are you going to need for the spell? You're going to need a candle, because it's candle magic. So you can choose black or white. As you can see here, I have decided to go with a white spell candle. You could use a tea light, you could use a pillar candle. I'm going to suggest that you do this spell every week until you reach your target, your goal. Now that could mean that you dismantle it after each working, in which case you'd cleanse anything that you've used, put it to one side, get it out the following week. Because hopefully, you'll understand why I'm saying this, because you even if you leave it up, you're going to need to refresh it as you get closer to your goal. It's no good just having your goal. You need to keep refreshing it. It's a way of maintaining your own interest, your own passion for what you're doing. So if you've got the space, then you could leave this up and just each day perhaps add some of the herbs or just light another candle. If you're going to do it weekly, then, as I say, you're going to need to dismantle it all, cleanse what you've used, put it to one side, get it all out the following week. But you could, if you're leaving it up all week, you could use a pillar candle or a large table candle in black or white and just mark off sections and then just burn that each day. Especially one of the table candles. If you section those into 7, each section lasts about 40 minutes. So that could be quite a handy thing if you've got the space to leave it up. Herbs. Now this is where I started to get interesting. So if you're going to anoint with an oil, sesame, sunflower, almond oil, any of those. If you're going to use an infused oil, then you could add any of these: bay, bergamot, chamomile, cumin, coriander, fennel, which I'll come to in a minute. Frankincense would be good, juniper. There is a blog to go along with this, as usual. So all of them will be, because there's lots. There is lots. There's lemon, thyme, star anise, rosemary. So yeah, there's a lot of herbs that you could use for this. And why I say it was interesting is a couple of reasons. So when I was actually looking at the herbs and resins and things that you could use, one of the ideas I came up with is if you can burn incense, then you could actually keep the herbs. So use the herbs in the magic, in the spell, then save them if you've added resin, and then you've got your own little pot of incense that you could burn during the week. So if you can't leave the spell up and running all week because of space limitations, but you can burn some incense, then you could use the ingredients from the spell each day as an incense blend. Now, the other interesting thing was probably a couple of years ago, I was looking into all sorts of different bits and pieces because I do. And one of the things that I was looking at was Ayurveda. And one of the things that is used in Ayurveda is a tea blend, which contains coriander, cumin, and fennel. All of which, when I started doing it and I saw that and I just thought that's the tea blend. And basically what you do, so you can see I've got mine in a jar, they're all mixed up. You can buy them very cheaply in Asian supermarkets. And this actually lives in my kitchen. This is my kitchen jar. And you literally measure out about, I think I usually do about, I want to say 600 mils, which is about a pint. It's about 2 big mugfuls, basically. So about 600 mils, a pint of water, 2 tablespoons of this mix in a saucepan on the stove, bring it to the boil, turn it down, let it simmer for about 5 minutes, turn the heat off, and then drink that throughout the day. And it tastes like a curry. And amazingly, it does take the edge off your appetite. Now, I had realised that when I first started using this, I use it for digestive things, to aid my microbiome in my gut. But one of the things I had noticed is that if I had this just around lunchtime, I wouldn't actually be that hungry. I might just have some fruit or something a little while later. So worth considering. But yeah, hence why I've just brought it in, because I thought I'm going to tip some of you out because you're already made up. So yes, a couple of extra things that you could try if you wanted. As I say, use the ingredients in an incense to use throughout the week. Come to the end of that week, you're going to be making it again. So, you know, or if you quite like teas and things, then there is that option with the coriander, cumin and fennel. What else? So if you were going to be using a symbol, a rune or an ogham, so symbol wise, probably crescent, waning crescent, or the water element triangle would be good. For runes, Bacana springs immediately to mind for me. And I'm grinning because Bacana always reminds me of Madonna's pointed bra from the 80s. I think Hagalaz as well. Maybe it'll be in the blog. As far as Oghams concerned, Edad or Sal would be my two go-to choices. If you're going to do a petition, white paper with black ink. And what I would suggest you put on your petition is either how much you want to lose, so either in pounds or kilos, how much you want to lose, or you could write the dress size that you want to get to. You could also do that on the candle if you wanted to. You don't have to do a symbol or a rune or anything. You could actually just write however many kilos that you want to use. I'd probably write it along that way rather than upward. So yeah, pounds, kilos, whatever, just write it on. If you're going to use a lunar or a solar phase, particularly to do this, then it would be the waning moon. And for solar, obviously that would be late afternoon into early evening would probably be the best time. Cards, if you wanted to use cards. So for tarot, there's Hanged Man, Devil, I would say, possibly the Tower. And then there's probably a couple of suit cards, maybe 3 suit cards. For that, I'm actually thinking of swords. Don't know why, because swords are very headology. But then weight loss is headology because you have to be in the right frame of mind to do it. Oracle cards, which is what I've used. I haven't used any tarot for this today. So oracle cards go with what makes sense to you, what resonates with you. If you want to use crystals, you could just use pebbles, and you don't have to use crystals or pebbles at all if you don't want to. But for crystals, there's what am I using? I'm using unakite and black obsidian. There's also moss agate, I would think, would fit in because of the colour, energy. Yeah, probably moss agate rather than tree agate. Yeah. Sorry, thinking out loud. Pyrite might work as well, as would sodalite. Again, they will be in the blog because there's probably lots. These are the ones that are just coming straight to mind. You're also going to need a fireproof dish and a lighter. And anything else that you want to add, because obviously this is your weight loss journey. I'm literally doing this, trying to sort of like link into the person who asked, but yeah, doing it as something that will give you inspiration to do your own thing. So we will move over to the actual working. So I have chosen to use mainly black and white for this. So I have a white cloth, I have my fireproof dish, I have my white candle, and I have its little holder, which is going to go in there. And I'm going to sit it in the dish because, as you know, I don't like spreading stuff all around. And that's also quite useful if you're going to make an incense blend afterwards, to put it on a dish or in a dish so that you've got it all contained and can then just tip it into a little jar. I'm not inscribing the candle this time. What I am going to do is I am going to do a little petition to lose. I'm putting mine in kilos. I'm not telling you how much because that is irrelevant. Because this will, when you are doing it, it will be for you. So it could be you just want to lose a couple of kilos, or how much is 2 kilos? 5 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds. Or you might want to lose 5 kilos, which is about 14 pounds. So, or I want to wear size 14 clothes, or whatever size you want to wear. I want to, or I am wearing. So you could do it as an affirmation. I am wearing size 14 clothes. Your choice. So because I want to lose it, I'm going to fold it away from me like that. And then I'm just going to sit it here, just in front. You'll understand why in a minute. I'm not putting it under. I'm literally, like I have for the others, I'm literally leaving it sitting here. If you've done it as an affirmation, so I am wearing size whatever clothes, you'd obviously fold that towards you because you are doing it as an affirmation. Because I've said I want to lose kilos, I've done it away from me. So next is going to be placing my cards. So I've chosen from 2 decks today. I have chosen from Earth Magic, which I like. It's one of my ones that I like using a lot. And that one's by Stephen Farmer. And then I am using Rachel's Flower Magic cards. So from Flower Magic, I got a Stilby for patience. Something I do not have a lot of. But then I know I'm saying I don't have a lot. I'm trying to do this spell so it covers everyone. And I think with weight loss, you have to be patient. It's not going to fall off quickly. If it's taken you X number of years to gain the weight, it's not all going to fall off in a week. You need to be patient. The next one that came from the Flower Magic was the Osteopeanum. I hope I've said that right, which is transformation. It's going to go there. And then White Rose. White Rose came up, and that's for empowerment. So they're going to go like that. So the ones that came out of my Earth Magic were crystals, focus. I think you need to go there. And the next one that came out was wind for activation. That one's going to go there. And then autumnal equinox for release, because you want to release whatever it is that you're holding on to. A lot of time, weight problems are to do with emotions. So whatever you are holding on to, you need to release. So that's why that one popped out. And love and compassion, because you have to love yourself. You have to want to do this for you. And that one's going to go there. Crystals. So let's start with the obsidians. And for some reason I chose 5 of these. I chose 5 of the Unakite as well. Strange, because it's 7 cards. 7 cards, but 5 crystals. Yeah, you come in there. You want to go there. You'll come in there. Right, and then I'm just literally, so you saw as I was doing, I was actually activating, sorry, I keep doing this. So I'm talking to you, but at the same time, as I'm placing things down, because I'm saying to you why That is building their energy, telling them what I want them to do. So now I'm actually just going to pull some energy from above. Draw energy from below. Build that in my center to send through my hands into this working. So this is for permanent weight loss, health, vitality, strength, self-love, so that I reach my goal. Right, and then I'm going to get my blend, and I'm just tipping some out into my hand. Oops, I don't know if you can see that. It does smell absolutely delicious, by the way, because obviously I just want to have enough. I'm literally tipping that between my hands, and I'm going to hold it, send more of that energy through, empowering these herbs so that I achieve my goal. I achieve the weight loss that I want, that I get into the size clothes that I want. And then I'm literally, and they still bounce all over the place. I still end up with some where I don't want them, but at least it's not quite as many. And then the other hand, just round. Like that. And just pick a few of the bigger pieces up, so it's not quite so messy. Charge this spell so I achieve my goal. I light this candle to fire up my resolve to achieve the weight that I want to get to and to maintain it. When you feel ready, you take your petition, hold it in the flame, and then drop it in to your dish so that it burns. Leave it lit, leave the candle to burn down, or if you're using, like I said, a table or a pillar candle, then obviously you're going to leave it just so you can see it's still me, hello, until such time as so if it's a pillar candle or table candle, until the time it's come down to the marking that you've made. If it's like this and you're either using a tea light or a spell candle, so spell candle, this will take about 30 to 40 minutes to go down. Tea lights obviously take longer. Do not leave them unattended. And then depending on what you can do at home or wherever you are, if you can leave it set up, come back the next day, do something similar. or at least light the candle. You can always add more of your mix if you want, but definitely light the candle and just again affirm that you are doing this to empower you to reach your goal. If you're taking it down, then obviously cleanse. Unless you're going to put it into a container, because you've already charged all of this. So if you have got a small container that you can pack your bits into, your savable bits into, and put somewhere safely that nobody's going to interfere with, so you can get them out next week and they're still charged, and then you just top that charge up when you set them out. That would be another thing to do. If you haven't got that, if you haven't got somewhere that you can put it safely and know it's not going to get tampered with, then you are going to have to cleanse everything and do the whole recharging the following week. I hope this has been useful. I've thoroughly enjoyed researching and putting it together. So yeah, I hope it makes sense. I hope that you enjoy this. Please make comments. If you want me to do any specific spell working using this sort of template, put it in the comments. Other than that, I'll see you next time.